So I think for me, I'm gonna start out in just road mode. Nothing crazy, because I just prefer the car that way. I think it just rides really good, and it shifts so smoothly, and it's just super comfortable. As we get going, I'll change it to, like, I don't know what the other one is, sport mode, which honestly, now that I really think about it, road mode is very comfortable, but sport mode is how this car should be driven at all times. And I mean at all times. Track mode, you really don't need to drive in track mode on the street. With track mode, you don't have any of the, like, traction control, the ESC, like, none of that. Everything's turned off, and I mean everything, like the driver assist, like everything is turned off. So yeah, if you're loaning your car out to somebody, definitely road mode. If you're zipping around town, just trying to have like a good lively feel, sport mode. If you're in a closed off area where you can like just do whatever shenanigans you're doing, then definitely track mode, 100%. So my initial thoughts right now, I got the car in road mode. It's literally in 7th gear at 1800 RPM, and I'm doing 50 miles an hour. I can feel the steering wheel kind of pulling me to keep me in the lane, because it has the lane assist. So it does a pretty good job of that. It like keeps you, it more or less, it rides this white line, which I think is pretty cool. So it stays with that, and it just keeps it keeps the car in its lane, keeps it centered, super comfortable. One thing I do like about this car over mine, and again, this car is in stock form and mine isn't, but I like that it's not that loud in here. I'm not shouting, I'm not doing any like crazy, excessive loud talking. Like I can hear the car fine, I can hear myself fine. I'm not screaming over the motor or anything like that. But I'm also, in the most docile mode of this car, which is road mode. So yeah. And again, this car is just it's so planet. Like it's like you're riding on rails. Like it's kind of hard to describe, but hopefully this video will help you like just kind of get an idea. So right here we got a nice straight road, no traffic. I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas to see how it feels in road mode, like the acceleration. Whoa. So that was fast. That ran up to about a good 65 that quick. I am torn. Like, I'm really torn. I really want to find something about this car that I don't like, but I really can't. Besides the carbon fiber issue, or the lack thereof. It's a very responsive drive. It's just very smooth. This is not a very good road as it is. As you can hear it, you can hear the imperfections in the road. You can see me bouncing around a little bit. And the car is just so well balanced and so planted to the ground. It checks all boxes. It's actually really, really comfortable, So now we'll turn up to go towards Wildcat Canyon. And if you don't know what Wildcat Canyon is, it's a road around Lakeside that goes up to Ramona. and it's what they call a driver's road. It's kind of like the Mulholland of San Diego, I should say. But it's not as eventful as that road, or not like Tell the Dragon event or anything like that. It's just a really curvy road that goes up into the mountains. As long as you don't get stuck behind a car going up that road, you can actually fly up that road in about 10-15 minutes. And yeah, it's a pretty cool little road, so you know. But enough of me just talking away. Let's just let y'all enjoy the ride. Okay, so that was a quick run up Wildcat Canyon in road. And that sounds weird to say, road mode, but that's what it is, road mode. So now let's go to sport. And it'll be a little bit more livelier. You'll hear it in the exhaust, and it'll sound pretty cool. But yeah, let's check that out and see how that is. And right off the rip, I can already tell that it's a little livelier. Like, it's got a little bit more oomph, a little bit more pick up and go. Right now we're already at about 90. Like, this thing is stupid quick. And that's what I say, it's that happy medium between, you know, my wife's car, my car, and any other type of high performance car. It's like, it's just right in the middle of the road. It's just so well balanced that, you know, you can't really, like, right there, like. And I'm being very conservative on the way I drive it because, again, it's not my car, it's my friend's car. I know when I ride with him, I want to get out immediately because he has, like, he's all in. But man, for me, this is that perfect right in the middle of the road car that I could see as like a daily, you know. Again, it turns off a couple of the driver assists, so you know, like if you start to wander out of your lane a little bit, it won't put you back in it. You don't get as many alerts, and again, you get a little bit more of a sportier feel. The steering wheel is a little bit tighter, and I can feel the suspension being a little bit more, you know, like a little bit more firm. But again, this thing is let's give it a little teaser. You can feel the shifting. It's just so precise on this thing. The downshifts, you can hear it, the little flutter, you know, like in the engine compartment. Like you can hear and feel everything. Like, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, this is I don't know if there's like a good set of words that I could use to describe what this car is, other than say that, hey, you have to get one, or you have to at least go to a dealership and, you know, go on a test drive with one. But then to really appreciate this car, you got to get it on a curvy road. You got to get it at some twists. You got to be able to like open it up. You got to get hard on the brakes to really experience and understand and feel what this car is. You know, it does send a weird type of emotion through you because the car it's phenomenal. These are some 30-mile-an-hour curves right here. I'm cruising them about 60, and the car it could go faster. It's wanting more, you know. But for me, again, words can't describe it. I'll let the video do its talking for itself, you know. Okay, for this next part, I'm going to swap the car to track mode. I'm not going to run it hard in track mode because, again, this isn't my car, and I know how this car gets. It gets pretty rowdy in track mode. And I do like how it shuts off all this infotainment area, so that way you're just literally focus on the road and that's it. So activate track mode, all that just cut off. There's no traffic. I'm going to ease out because we're in a little bit of a gravel spot. And here we go. But let's see. And in this mode, all the driver assists are completely turned off. So there's no traction control, there's no ESC, like all that is off. And I can tell you now, this thing is way quicker here in track mode. Like this is actually like, it's exhilarating, but it's a little scary. I mean, that's 100 miles an hour, that quick. Like, wow. Oh, here's a nice little straight. Okay. That was 142. If there's any doubt in your mind that this car can't run with a supercar, you're sadly mistaken. Not only will it run with a supercar, I bet you it'll outhandle one, because that's crazy. And again, if my buddy was driving this car because it is his, he wouldn't have let up. Like, he wouldn't have did that. And I think one day he had to drive out to work for something, and he brought his car, and he said he took this whole road in about 12 minutes, and I was like, there's no way. But now, after being in his car and doing that, I can totally see that he was probably telling the truth on that one. But I will say this car does require you to focus a lot more on the driving of it, because I think this thing, if you're not paying attention or in the wrong hands, this thing will get away from you. So yeah, just enjoy this quick ride.